How many here thinks life has meaning, has purpose, holds some form of meaning or purpose? Most of us do, for sure. This speech has no purpose. I know absolutely nothing about public speaking. I know absolutely nothing about delivering a message with impact. And I know absolutely that I know the power of nothing. When I was a little girl, I was handed the belief that I was here for a purpose, that God had a purpose for me, and that life held this deeper meaning, this amazing, incredible meaning that would be revealed in its due time. And I really just adapted to that. And I just knew that if I just put my best foot forward, and if I was happy and motivated, and I picked up all kinds of motivation and beliefs, positive beliefs, like they were God's gift to me, and that it would reveal His purpose for me in all due time. I was the queen of positivity, and I could light up any room I walked into. I was fantastic with emotions. I could connect with your emotions in a heartbeat and disconnect from them in the same moment. I loved the life. And as I got older, life started to lose meaning. What's the purpose of all of this? I would wonder. I would try to be good, and I would try to be obedient. What's the point? People are so emotionally dishonest, and I was a gal that really lived in her emotions. I could disconnect from them easily, but I really just lived through emotions. There's this story that my parents really loved to tell me. The story about when I was about 3 years old, and I was standing in the living room, across the room from my younger sisters, and my mom walked in, and she realized that I had went over and taken the toy from my younger sister, walked across the room, and just stood there watching her cry. No point, no reason to it, just watching her cry. And my mom, my dad's first wife, came in, and as she's coming in ready to scold me, and I smiled at her. Just such a charming smile of this little 3-year-old. She just, "Natalie, give it back," she said. And I happily walked over and handed the toy back and went on with my life. Hell, that story holds no purpose, no meaning. Why would they repeat it? What was the reason for them to hold on to that? And I always wondered why. What was so impactful and meaningful about that? And positivity became my identity for a while. The idea of motivation and the idea that there was a greater purpose in life, and that the universe held this purpose for me, and that I would discover it as I grew. We all live in a world that moves through purpose, or I should say loves moving through purpose. It thoroughly loves direction. We go to college with the purpose of getting a job. We get a job with the purpose of creating a lifestyle that we love, buying cars, having a home, having family. We have kids with the purpose of being parents. Everything comes with a purpose or reason or a meaning attached, right? And we get really, and some of us, we can get really caught up in that, in the idea that life has a deeper meaning and a deeper purpose. What if it doesn't? What if there really is no purpose to life? No direction, no meaning? What if there was a moment of such silence, no emotion, no expression, no beliefs, no values, a complete apathy of the soul, disconnection from life? In 2023, the bridge between my amygdala and hippocampus collapsed, And it left me with zero emotional baseline. And that was kind of the beginning of this whole journey, of my whole healing journey, should we say, back into the realization of just how whole we all truly are in any given moment that we are in. No matter if your leg is broken or you don't have a leg at all, no matter if you have mental health issues and you feel like your mind is broken, you are still whole in your full expression of self. This is the idea of creation, expression. When I lost all emotional baseline, all emotions, all values, all desire, all drive, all purpose, there was nothing. There was only the moment, the sip of coffee, the conversation with someone. I could not hold both. I could not have a sip of coffee and a conversation. I just had that moment. There was no meaning, no purpose, nothing except the moment. And it was a very interesting existence to experience. And I had to hold on to the memory of when that bridge collapsed. When there was absolutely nothing but pure darkness, apathy of the soul, a soulless void where no light could possibly penetrate. A silence so deep, it was almost, say, the Big Bang Theory. There was nothing. And then there was a heartbeat. And then an absolute pure moment of such deep, deep love. Simply love for my existence. My body, I love you. My soul, I love you. My mind, I love you. And it was just this overwhelming sense of love. What had I been doing? I had been pushing. I saw my life flash before my eyes. I had been pushing with the idea of purpose. The whole purpose of life is to love and be loved, right? To work through your negative emotions and work through your negative beliefs and to expand and to grow. But in that moment, I didn't need expansion. In that moment, I didn't need growth. I was just love. I was so thankful in that moment for my body holding that experience for me and my mind for allowing that experience to happen in the way that it had happened. Because the mind is the most intelligent thing that you will ever meet, right? I mean, it's got 95% of it is subconscious. It's this huge intelligence. It knows everything. And maybe not everything. Because in order for that moment to happen, my mind had to become disconnected from my body. And when my body came online, the nerves rushing to the brain overloaded the emotional brain, the hippocampus, with all that emotional input. And it collapsed the network that held that emotion. And what followed was 2 years of separation of the soul from the body. And everywhere I looked, all I could see was suffering, pain, negative beliefs, trauma, while holding this deep love of presence, of emotion, of existence. And the contrast was so extreme. And I was having a really hard time reintegrating back into that emotion. I spent the next 2 years where my brain took me through every single thing that existed in its memory. My relation to herbs, my relation to energy healing, my relation to life. And as I reestablished all these emotions, I had to experience one last thing, and that was presence. A deep, deep presence with someone who had that skill. And that person taught me mirroring, the mirroring of the body. And that allowed my experience to become complete. And I'm standing here today to tell you that when nothing exists, when you hit that wall of nothingness, and you're asking yourself, what's the point? I'm here to tell you that the point is you. You are the point. And the world loves you. Thanks.